Well, hellos, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. For a lot of us here in Canada, it is Thanksgiving, and people in the States are like, well, Thanksgiving is a month away, and you would be correct. We do celebrate Thanksgiving a lot earlier here in Canada. Eh, little known fact, but it is what it is. So for us, a lot of people today are on a holiday. Now, having said that, a lot of Americans are back at work today, and yeah, everybody's talking about what's happened over the weekend. So, normally I would have enjoyed or liked to talk about nightmare movies, but seems we are living in a real nightmare. So, yeah, if you are not aware, stuff has happened in Israel where the Gaza Strip, some radical people there decided to cross into Israel and start a war, launching rockets, going in by land, sea, and air, and just doing as much carnage as possible. And how can I say? It's never a good thing. Dang. Like, I understand both points of views. And unfortunately, people have to live on the same planet and try to get along, and that seems to be too much to ask. Darn it. So I'm really saddened by the current events, and I don't know what to say, what to do. My heart goes out to the victims on both sides. Unfortunately, in both cases, there is no right or wrong when you take a life unnecessarily. And you can have all the justifications you want. It doesn't change the fact that people, kids, mothers, fathers, grandparents, everybody is going through a loss of some sort. And I have absolutely no power to change this, unfortunately. Yes, I have a little YouTube channel, and no matter what I say or do is not going to change nothing, unfortunately. I just wanted to take a moment here because on the weekend, I was doing my regular streams and gaming streams, and my channel is stuff to get away from real life. And unfortunately, people were coming back, hey, did you see this? Did you see that? Did you know this was going on? And so on and so forth. So, whether or not, we were having a nice little friendly get together on the weekend, then it turned into some gruesome realities that came to get us. So, yes, real life sucks for the most part. And I understand what's going on. I know the reason behind what's going on. Do I agree with it? No. What would be the solution to this? I have no idea. I have no idea. This has been going on for, 100 years or 75 years or, count it as you wish. I am just saddened by the loss of life on both sides. Do I think there's one side that is right and the other one wrong? I mean, this has been going on back and forth since forever. And unfortunately, like I said, there's kids dying, so obviously when kids die, I mean, these are not people that, signed up to go to war. These are like, children under the age of 12 dying. It's not a good thing. It's never a good thing. I just don't like where all of this is going. I mean, okay, if you want to cleanse the world of, you think that there's maybe too many humans on the planet, well, okay, go and kill yourselves if that's what you want to do. But as soon as young children die, then obviously the parents and the brothers and the siblings will go on and seek vengeance and on and on and on. Now it's been several generations. This is not like the war in Ukraine where basically Ukraine got along with Russia for the most part of the past 100 years, and over the past 20 years, since Ukraine separated from the USSR, things have gone downhill. This is pretty recent. Unfortunately, these events will create the kind of situation we are now facing with Israel and Palestine and the Gaza Strip and the West Bank and all of this. What is happening now in Ukraine and Russia, it will keep on, both sides are trying to win the war. It's never gonna end. Once you start it, it never ends. Sad. Because the children that have died yesterday and today and tomorrow creates bad blood, and people will seek vengeance on both sides for the next 100, 200 millenniums. I mean, this Israel and Palestine has been going on ever since the Second World War, and there has been no resolve. Yes, there's been reprieves, but no resolve to this situation. The Muslims wants the Israelis gone, and I mean, how can I put this? An easy solution would be, you know what? Canada's a big country. Let all of the people from Israel just, okay, move to Canada. You can have your own republic here. You're welcome. Yes, it's a bit cold. It's not what you're used to over there. But we have a lot of farmland and stuff, and you can have a fairly adequate and reasonable life. And just give back Israel to the Arabs. Whether you want to believe it or not, they'll still keep on killing each other over there. For one reason or another, yes, they'll desecrate every sacred site because, Catholics and Christians, and it's not only the Israelites and the Muslims, but a lot of history and holy stuff happens over there. That's where it all kind of started. So, yeah, they'll be desecrating, and we just have to kind of move on from it. It's too bad. After the Second World War, we should have just moved all the Israelites to people of Israel, to Canada. I think that would have been so much easier to do and to live with and to cope with. I mean, Canada's willing to accept pretty much anybody from everywhere nowadays. We do need to Yeah, well, see, this is stuff that I don't understand. I mean, if you look at Sweden, if you look at the Netherlands, if you look, at certain countries, there used to be Vikings, there used to be war, now they are a peaceful society. Uh, Unfortunately, Canada kind of wrecked their indigenous people here, and we're kind of really sorry for that, and we're trying to mend certain wrongs that were done in the past. It's a good thing that the Native Americans were kind of peaceful here initially. Well, for the most part, the ones in Canada. So they're not trying to overtake and throw rocks at us and trying to start wars and stuff. Yeah, it people fight over religion. Yeah, see I was asked the question on the weekend. It's one thing to believe in God and believe in something else, but when it becomes a religion and you're trying to force beliefs down people's throats, it's not a good thing. And I'm not picking sides either, because apparently, over there stuff has been going on. And, from one point of view, they want to, remove the invaders. But even, America was settled by settlers, so I don't know who thought that this would be a good idea to have Israel people, Jewish people go in there and settle and think that everything was going to be fine. But I was looking over the weekend at some of the footage, and all you can hear is Allahu Akbar and in the name of God, God will absolute us from our whatever we're doing. We're doing it in the name of God. Yeah, see, that's not a good thing. You need to fight for reasons that are real to people, not for a holy reason that if that's your justification, well, then you're already wrong. I don't think that God wants people to fight amongst themselves. Otherwise, He would not have created this beautiful planet for us to live on. Because war doesn't only destroy mankind, it destroys everything else surrounding us. So I'm a cat lover, and I'm guessing there's people with pets in those war regions now that are being demolished and stuff, and I care as much as for the dogs and the cats than the people that are dying over there. Yeah, that's the way I am. We kind of live on a planet with other types of everything else, and we're just making a mess of everything. So, how are you today, Mr. Struggle Boxing? How's your weekend coming along? Or beginning of the week? Because for us here in Canada, it's still the Thanksgiving holiday, which, yes, I know it's a month before yours, but Canada likes to do things differently. It's already very cold here. Doing good, playing GTA. Yes, I saw, man. It was one video after the next. Oh, by the way, overnight I did download the Tower of Fantasy. So at some point today, I will be getting into that. I will be doing the first playthrough and my first play as a new player in that game. It looks good, but then I also saw that there was motorcycles in the game and I'm like, okay, well this is gonna be something else. I thought I was getting into a Skyrim genre, and no, it's gonna turn into, you know, Skyrim with motorcycles. That's gonna be funny. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I feel bad for everybody that's gonna lose kids, and this thing is never gonna end. I wish there was a magic solution. I wish that people would just get along. Yeah, my mom told me it's Canada Thanksgiving this month. I don't know if you remember, I told you my mom went to June. Yeah, you did, in Toronto. I do remember that. My memory does fault a lot, very much so. That's a good thing that people keep reminding me of stuff. But yeah, no, it rings a bell, very much so. Yeah, so for a lot of us, it's still a holiday today. So I'm just taking it easy. I didn't do any pods over the weekend. I just wanted a break, but I feel really bad because I need to do a lot of reviews. So a lot of stuff that I liked and a lot of stuff I didn't like. I don't know if I want. It's the stuff that I don't like that I don't want to get into. Strangely enough, I don't like war. It's this one serves absolutely no purpose as there is no resolution to it. Like, I don't think Israel is wrong, and given the circumstances of the Second World War, I just wish that they would have all sent them to Canada, and we would not have this situation that we are facing currently. I mean, Jewish people are really friendly people, and most Arabs are very welcoming for the most part. But in this case, there are so many radical positions on both sides. I mean, everybody that took a gun and went through the blockade and all that stuff. When you leave with a gun, you have no good intentions, and I have no sympathy for you whatsoever. It's sad. I mean, okay, what is their option? Well, start a YouTube channel and start putting your voice out there. It's no good because YouTube's algorithm won't promote your debates because you're talking about war and stuff and promoting violence, so that's not good. But just put it out there, try to be normal people, caring people, see how we love your family and one another. In other news, Exorcist only made 27 million this weekend. Yeah, you were saying probably wouldn't even make 40 million, and it cost them like, I don't know, 400 million. Well, to be fair, there is a lot of competition in horror movies. Like, it's not my genre, and I'm trying to cover the best from my past. The top 200 movies, and three-quarters of them I have never heard of. So it is kind of funny, but there's a lot of competition. There really is a lot of competition for horror movies. There must be at least 35 that came out during the past week. So, well, hopefully Hollywood will learn that they need to stop spending 400 million to make a movie or three movies. No, it doesn't. It does not. This is an old franchise, and unfortunately, we've been wrecked by Star Trek, Star Wars, everything we like, Lord of the Rings, and Doctor Who, and everything else has been wrecked. by the super radical woke movement. I mean, I'm honestly, I think that this woke movement is going to be just as bad as what is going on elsewhere in the world, where we are going to get so fed up. We are going to go back 200 years in the past where men will, use physical strength to keep women at home, cooking for them, making babies, because we're fed up. You go on the streets with a microphone and then you ask every girl, are men needed in society today? And they all answer no to the question. Well, I don't see many female plumbers. I don't see many female electricians. I don't see many female. There are, I know some personally. I know some of all of these. I don't know any female bricklayers. I don't know any female that works in trash. I really, all these really hard labor, disgusting jobs, I don't see the 50-50 representation. So when women say they want equal representation, they just want power. That's basically what you're saying. And you're letting your emotions run rampant. And we are ending up in the current situation that is really, really not cool and not good. So at some point, their man is going to rebel. At some point. Well, we might go through another civil war here on the American continent because this woke stuff is getting out of hand. I mean, already people are beating up people in high schools and whatnot, so it's just going to get worse. But yeah, The Exorcism, I mean, it wasn't even one of my favorites as a kid, but my friends really liked it. Just like I had friends really enjoying Friday the 13th, but after 10 movies, people got fed up way before the 10th. And, Nightmare on Elm Street. And now it's been a very long time since we've had those movies. And if they were to come back, they don't hold that, we were already fed up with Friday the 13th, having 10 movies of those. I mean, I think the last one was in space, trying to do a sci fi horror movie. So, yeah, and we're getting old, and you know, stuff like The Omen, okay, 1976, and they still made some remakes of that. A one of might hold some potential, but not if you're spending 400 million on it. Yeah, Jason Goes to Space. You know, I didn't even know they were up that high, but one Halloween, like 20 years ago, there was a special on TV throughout the weekend showing all of the Jasons one after the other. And I'm like, yeah, Jason X. Really? Really? Friday the 13th at Jason X goes to space. I was amazed. Even after the third, I was I had my limit. Okay, maybe a fourth. But man, when I discovered they were up to 10, come on. Constantine, I don't know. Would you want it with Keanu Reeves? I don't know if he would be interested in redoing it, but it would still be appropriate to have him do it. But we're running into two problems now. Like 6 months ago, I was like, okay, which actor under the age of 40 do you know? And I'm like, I know none of them. great actors under the age of 40. Not this current politics stuff that, they do really a lot of crap. And they talk about their character. Yeah, I'm a woman of power. Can you be a good actress? Can you be a good actor? Can you have a good writer? Can you have a good script? There might be some good actors, but there's no good scripts for the past 10 years. So, I mean, okay, well, Shia LaBeouf is more than 40 nowadays. Oh no, okay, he's 37. So, okay, he's under 40. He's under 40. He's 37. I mean, I love them in Transformers. Okay, well, he's definitely younger than me, but that doesn't mean much. I'm old. You know, I'm from a generation now that is I'm looking at all the okay, so Shia LaBeouf. I mean, I in my head I still see him as the teenager in Transformers, but I cannot say that that was an Oscar worthy performance in the Transformers. It's like I don't know. We used to see all of these young actors up and coming back in the day. I don't see that happening now. I I don't know. I Hollywood has lost its way over the past 10 years with the message and not with the scripts and the stories, and they're just doing remakes and reimaginings of stuff. And so I mean, for an actor to prove himself, he kind of needs a good script, a good director, a good get the emotions out. We need to see them on the actor's face, not have him stay there with a cement concrete face expression talking about his feelings. We need to see his emotions. And you look at the first Rocky, man, that guy had a lot of bloody emotions in that movie. you know, Sylvester Stallone had a lot of emotions in the first Rocky. Happy, sad, mad, everything all over the place all the time. Fury, that was the war movie, I think. I saw it. I didn't think of I didn't think it was particularly that great. And I really enjoy war movies and stuff just because it brings up the topic that, we do live in this sucky world. And I was hoping so many people would learn their lesson after the Second World War that, this is not good. We need to find other ways of even if I don't agree with you, can I, go somewhere on top of a mountain and live peacefully and not have to deal with it? Sound effects? Yeah, see, that's a lot of stuff. I mean, I remember even when, what was it, Resident Evil came out as a game, a lot of it, what pushed it over the top was people saying the sound effects in that game were great. So sound goes a long way. Sound, soundtrack, and orchestra can carry a movie. So, we don't have any artists anymore that can take all of these things and put them together. Sadly enough. I wish we would. But yeah, I don't know what to think anymore. The world doesn't want to cooperate. Actors don't want to act. They just want to get paid for putting on a dress and having to stand 8 hours a day in it. Really? So okay, I really enjoyed, what was it called? Stranger Things. And, somehow the director, the script, and everything made these actors shine. I don't know if they're any good, so I'm hoping they will continue on with their careers. Unfortunately, I have not seen them do other things other than Stranger Things. I'd like to see them in other things, but we're just picking out new actors right, left, and center, and I don't know. We really need to find some good actors and give them good scripts, and we need to get back to the basics of good storytelling. Because when you can't disconnect from your anger and all of that, it just festers, and y- people need a valve to let the vapor out. Otherwise, see, 10 years, 10 years, the Gaza Strip didn't have any good movies to watch and to disconnect from the horrors of their daily lives, and now they have to deal with it in their own way, and they don't know how. I I'm just so saddened by all of it. Thankfully, there are some good movies out there, and there are some good series out there, and they may not be as good as they could have been. Fear leads to hate, hate leads to anger, anger leads to suffering. Yep. you know, we need good entertainment, we need good scripts, we need to, I don't know. There is no magic solution to none of this. But when we get radicalized in our views, like that's the problem with Hollywood. They became so obsessed with this woke message that they forgot everything else, and the results are not good. And they think they can fix everything with money. I mean, 400 million for a trilogy, and wow, you're making 27 million on your first weekend out during Halloween. I mean, just think of it. They could have probably done that movie on a $20 million budget. So at 27, you're pretty much happy. Okay, 20 million to make the movie, another 20 million in advertisement and all that. So yes, 20 million you would still be short. But hey, you've already covered, 3/4 of your budget on the first weekend. That would have been great. So yeah, they need to stop thinking they can fix everything with money. Give people a decent budget. Hey, if you gave me 20 million, I could probably, come up with a couple of movies. Just grab somebody from the street that has had a really hard life and can have a lot of emotions and feeling expressions in his face and in his body. Communicate that to a camera, and you'd have yourself a good movie. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any commentaries currently. I'm just so sad by all of this going on. I'm seeing all this radical movements all over the place, and they're just dragging everything down. Yeah, that's not the budget for the movies. 400 million was for the rights to make them. Can you believe that? That makes no sense. It doesn't. It really, really, that's too much money for anything. I mean, look, how much did Amazon pay for whatever Lord of the Rings they got? They didn't even get the rights to the proper Lord of the Rings. They got it for some footnotes of an era that was covered before it, and they are doing crap. They paid too much money. And, just because you put a label on it doesn't necessarily make it a success. Not when there's so many other books, you know. I mean, you just pick something out of Shakespeare and do that. You don't need to pay for so many rights and stuff. There have been so many novels, so many stories, so many everything throughout the years. You don't need to spend that much money. I mean, with 20 million, okay, Microsoft would be greedy and would charge an exuberant amount of royalties for the rights to BattleTech and MechWarrior. I still think that could be the next franchise. But movie-wise, series-wise, 20 million, you could do something really good with the lore that's in there already. And Warhammer 40K is getting into it, and if from what I'm seeing, I'm enjoying it, and Henry Cavill's getting into it. So this might be the next Star Wars for the next 30 years. Everybody will forget about Star Trek and Star Wars, and everybody, 30 years from now, it'll all be Warhammer 40K. You know, okay, I watched the first an episode last week of another something. Don't really understand none of it. None of it was really explained. Well, some of it was, but I still don't I'm not a. I'm just a normie. I just sit in front of that, not knowing nothing, And they kind of explain certain things, but a lot of it, I have no idea what's going on. And I'm pretty sure the rights to Warhammer 40K are not that expensive, and they're going to end up doing something, I think, pretty decent with it. I mean, look at the creator, $80 million for that movie, the budget. Compared to what they're doing with Dune. I mean, Dune, okay, phenomenal. It's really good, but that's a big budget. That you have a lot of rights and royalties and stuff to pay off for. So I get it. I understand the budget wise and everything else, but hmm, I don't know. I Did you see that the makers of Rebel Moon video game is suing the movie company behind it? The game devs did a Bible to the game that had a ton of info that the movie stole. Well, see, I don't know what's going on with that, and no, I did not see that. I did not. I just know that the guy that wrote the script for Star Wars didn't get to do that, so he went on to Rebel Moon to do his version of Star Wars that he wanted to do. I was not aware that there was a video game. So, but yeah, I mean, if you have a video game and you're making a movie based on it, you need to have some collaboration, you need to have some understanding, you need to have some, you know, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. And I can't pick an example out of anything of everything. And I mean, okay, you had like Stargate the movie, and then they did the series that was loosely based on the movie. They kind of fit, they don't. And then, you've had Stargate games and whatnot. You kind of have to have it meshed together. You need to have somebody in charge of all of this, coordinating everybody. I guess, if you don't hire people, yes, I'm talking about good writers, but you need the good bosses to put the good people there at the right places for every piece of the puzzle to fit. We don't have any good leaders. We don't have any good directors. We don't have any good administrators. Basically, they said they had no script until they stole their Bible and hijacked a lot of stuff from their books. I don't know. See, from what I heard, the guy that's doing the Rebel Moon movie was supposed to do Star Wars, started writing for the Star Wars movie, did not get picked up for his Star Wars thing, so basically Rebel Moon is what Star Wars should have been. I don't know. Maybe once the movie is released, I'll look into it more. Because until the movie comes out, like you say, it might get stuck in court. The movie might not come out. What was it? Isn't it Disney that this? No, there was like a Catwoman series or movie made, and that got canned. So, I mean, companies now are deciding, you know what, this is going to be a loss. Let's just take the loss and take the cat tax credit for it. So they are removing it completely. So Rebel Moon might not even come out in theaters because of the lawsuit. They might decide to just can whatever they've done so far, and it won't even come out. So, I mean, I like to review stuff that I watch, that I can watch, whether it's good or bad. Like I was really Ahsoka was, she was the next Yoda, she was the next Skywalker, she was the next everything, and then Disney wrecked everything. And I was looking forward to Ahsoka, hoping it would be good, and it's not. It's not. She had a really good story, but that was George Lucas giving oversight over the project of the Clone Wars. Then Disney sold it, closed the Clone Wars, started Star Wars Rebel, and then Ahsoka went into another journey that Dave Filoni could. Okay, he created the character, but it was under the supervision of somebody. And now that somebody's not there no more, talking about George, he's doing whatever he wants to do with his character, and basically it's crap. And I'm like, I watched Ahsoka. I didn't do a show per show review on it because it just bloody was awful. The movie doesn't come out until next year. Just read about the lawsuit. It's only like a page. Okay, I'll do that. It's probably good for a video too. Scandal behind Rebel Moon. Yeah, that might get a few views. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I honestly, with all of this going on, I mean, we even get to next year at this point? I Currently I don't have a good outlook on anything, unfortunately. I feel, today's Thanksgiving and what do we have to be thankful for? A lot of crap. I mean, I'm looking at Canadian politics. Really, Canada's trying to create a war with India? Really? Really? Do we need that at the moment? Okay, well, that would be appreciated. That simplifies a lot of stuff. I just have to click and go to somewhere and not. But Google usually, I can find stuff with Google. I don't know. I'm not feeling it today. I have so many reviews and stuff that I want to do. And what happened over the weekend just put me in this constant phase of, Hollywood's giving us trash, so we can't really disconnect. So we got to face with it. I don't think that talking about people's feelings will resolve this thing in Palestine and Israel. And it's just another thing that we did not need. We don't need Canada at war with India. We don't need Israel at war with the Gaza Strip and Palestinians. And we don't need Ukraine at war with Russia. We don't need none of this. None of it. And we don't have a leader that can unite everybody. We just have parties that can divide us. So I don't know where all of this is going, but I'm going to finish my rant here and try to do some reviews or trailers. I'll look on into that struggle boxing. Uh, I don't know. Maybe later on this evening we can try to play some tower of something. or maybe some Disney Speedstorm, which now that we can play multiplayer, we should do. I might do a little bit of gaming in Jensen. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But for now, I need to get some food. I need to take care of my cats. I need to try to put some ideas for my reviews together. Yeah, you're down for Speedstorm. Have you downloaded Towers of Fantasy or Tower of Fantasy? 'Cause you're the one that mentioned it last night, and luckily, last night I stopped streaming. I was kind of bored of everything, and I started looking at this war with Israel and Gaza Strip, and I was just like, you know what? I didn't feel like anything yesterday, and luckily I remembered and I downloaded, and it's ready to go today. Tower of Fantasy. But okay, we'll stay in touch. No, it's not my type of game. I thought you might be interested in it though. Oh, okay. Okay. So down for Speedstorm, and I'll see how Tower of Fantasy goes on my end. So, okay, everybody, try to have a good day. Try to be thankful for something. I'm thankful to my viewers. I reached 300 over the weekend. Thank you so much. I'm thank you for YouTube, for the community, for the subscribers, for the viewers, for the friendships I'm building through this community. Thankful for that. Because otherwise, this world is just a really, really sad mess currently. So cool. Take cares. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.